Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new video over here on the channel by the name of LeaIsChill once again. Today we're going to be doing another one of these update videos. Did one regarding 2020 and kind of what's been up and plans, and now 2021 has kicked off. Quite a few things have started. Work has kind of kicked up a little bit, and I have some facts to tell you guys about what I've been up to and what's going to be happening over the next couple of weeks over here on the channel, as well as in my personal life. So we're going to go ahead and get right into it, because got a lot to talk about. I'm also going to toss up some gameplay over on the side here, if you want to watch some gameplay while we chat about things, because, I don't know, might be nice. I also have a very nice, like, Tokyo Ghoul wallpaper. It's a Halloween one where Shirazu's dressing up as a Bleach character. Mutsuki is a Hogwarts student. There's a Himoto. It's very cute. But yeah, so if you guys don't know where I work at a community service, and right now I'm being redeployed to a different location because they are understaffed, and they have had 6 outbreaks over the last little while of COVID-19. So it's a pretty dire situation over there. 3 staff and 3 clients have tested positive for it, and so they need people to be redeployed from other programs, such as a youth program to a seniors program, to be able to fill out slots and try and get everything working in order. And because of this, it's looking like, because I've done a retirement home redeployment in the past for a couple of days, most of it was just me kind of reading manga and trying to spritz people's hands and get them to sign in and stuff. It was very basic. This one's going to be a lot more hardcore than that, and is going to involve a hell of a lot more risky things. And so I was supposed to be redeployed as of this Monday, and I'm currently on standby to go there to be able to start my shifts. And once I do, I'll be moving into a hotel to live alone in isolation to avoid giving COVID to supposedly the people that I'm related to at home. So that would be pretty bad. However, very good piece of news that we got today. So I'm currently on standby, which means that any day they could tell me to go and start my shifts there. And so it's kind of weird to try and get my footing in terms of trying to get the next step of streaming and doing YouTube stuff sorted when I kind of have this like time anxiety hanging over my head right now. But I'm vaccinated now because they decided to give the vaccine a little bit early to everybody. So I got my first dose of the Moderna vaccine in my arm earlier today. It still aches a little bit, so I'm kind of like trying to move it around a little. But it's a very positive thing, because it means that I'm halfway to being immune to COVID entirely, which is very nice. I didn't have any allergic reactions to it, and so I'm going to be a frontline worker starting basically yesterday, and I'm immediately on call to go and start this service for other people to be able to try and do this. But because of this, I'm going to be leaving home. I'm going to be missing. I have a cat down here that's currently chilling. I'm not going to be able to see him for a little bit, so I'm very sad about that. Never gotten the chance to be away from home since getting him, pretty much. And I think I do have some anxieties going into it. I think it's very natural to look at being in a frontline worker position and be kind of anxious about the whole thing. A lot of my coworkers, we were basically told like this redeployment thing had to happen, and we had to send at least one person from our group, which is like 30 people in the meeting, and one person had to step up and do it. And unfortunately, I was called out by name, and so I think it is a positive thing. I think it is an important thing to try and help people out in the front lines right now. So I'm gonna be doing my best in there. It's gonna be very different from what I've done in the past. I've never actually lived alone either. Like, the only example I have of like kinda living alone is I house sat for my ex-partner back in high school for like 2 weeks during the summer. And I basically lived at her place completely alone with just her cat. And those 2 weeks were like an existential crisis and a half, because I started watching fucking BoJack Horseman, which is just like the worst thing to pick when you're alone, and kind of marathon through the first 4 seasons of that, which is very, very heavy. But I think I've learned my lesson from that, and I'm going to try to not turn it into a whole crisis and come out of it a new person. But I would like to try to build my habits around this sort of thing, because I'm going to have a very reliable schedule once it starts, of pretty much 8 to 4 every day from that moment onwards. Which means that I'm going to have any time that I get back to the hotel from like 5 to whatever time I end up sleeping to do whatever. And I think it would be good to kind of make my schedule for streaming around that as well. Be a very good habit to get into. And so that kind of brings us to the next point I wanted to talk about. I wanted to try out streaming on both Twitch and YouTube and try and see how that works. There's a thing called Restream that allows you to do both versions. And after looking at both the platforms and seeing what they both have to offer, I feel as if both have their advantages. And I feel as if I really enjoy having the archive of these streams on YouTube. And often I find myself having to like go back to get the VOD on Twitch to toss up on YouTube to try and make sure it's saved later. If it is like a mainline game I want to play on the channel, like Walking Dead, for example. And so I was thinking, if I try to kind of have these games I'm going to be getting through streamed on both, it would also archive it for future use. And the ones that we don't want to archive, we can always delete very easily afterwards. It's not like there's a lot of opportunity to play DMCA music anymore anyway on Twitch, which was like 90% of the reason I went over there in the first place, because song requests were a big part of interaction for me. So I want to try this out with restreaming to both services and see how it goes. I don't know what to do for... So I already set a goal of trying to beat 50 games in 2021. It's kind of been weird to try and get that done already, because it's 12 days in, but I'm still working towards that. I already started out Dark Souls 3 and Omori, 2 games of which are incredible in quality, and I have never beaten Dark Souls 3. Omori's again been looking forward to for forever. But I have a couple of sessions of both of those that I have not tossed up. And so I think that I'm probably going to try to get those up and then try and continue those playthroughs beyond putting those up on both platforms to try and archive it, because I do think that'd be very, very fun. And it just kind of makes sense to me. So hey, if you like YouTube gaming content, I think the platform's becoming a hell of a lot better in that regard. It's weird because it went from Twitch being this like end-all be-all for comfortable streams and being this place where you could really express yourself in any way you wanted to. And I feel like that box is getting smaller and smaller as time goes on, and you're getting kind of put more into place in terms of what you're allowed to do and you aren't. And it really hampers creation quite a bit. So I think that there are ways to work around it, and I'm going to try to do my best with that as well. Clips are still going up on YouTube. I haven't forgot about that. There's a video of all the Twitch clips I've had before 2020 going up very, very soon. It's pretty much just rendered and done. I just need to try and like get it up pretty much. Just hit the upload button. So that's coming up. Otherwise, Legends content is probably going to return for like a mostly free-to-play series, because I'm basically free-to-play over on Rainbow Legends, and I've gotten shafted on quite a few banners, and so I kind of want to do 2 showcases of some good free-to-play units, and see if I can showcase things at my own pace in that regard until I'm able to pick things up with job stuff. Redeployment also is going to pay pretty well, so that'll be nice. It's a shit ton better than being in a relief position during a pandemic. I can assure you of that much. It's not even like a consistent 40 hours a week, or even 20 hours a week when it comes to my current position. It very much varies by clients, it varies by drop-ins, it varies by different things that are happening during the week, trainings, versus like a confident 8 to 4 like this new position is going to end up being. And I feel like both are options I really appreciate. It's just a matter of what's better for me. And right now, redeployment is looking like it's gotta be a necessary thing. So yeah, just kind of want to talk about that. I talked about this situation with the redeployment over on Twitch already a couple days ago. I just want to make sure that YouTube got the chance to be updated on things and kind of what the plans are. It will also be a lot easier to see when I'm going to stream, because likely an hour or a little bit before, because of how YouTube works, I need to set the stream reservation. And so it should be a little bit easier to organize your schedules around tuning in during those times. And I think it should be good for just getting motivation as well. However, when I talk about all these things, I also realize that it is very possible that there are going to be some days where I come home from this redeployment and I feel like shit. During the original meeting and the training and discussing what's going to be going on the job there, they said this very unique thing. They said some days you'll feel so exhausted to the point where you'll laugh at people's jokes that aren't even funny, and you'll break down crying at the end of the day, and that's just absolutely normalized in this current position, in this current place of work, just because it's becoming a lot harder to kind of gain a resilience to the things that are going on around you. When you're dealing with an outbreak, when you're dealing with these situations that feel so much heavier than you're able to deal with, the human brain kind of clicks off in a weird way and just kind of lets you do your best possible job, despite the fact that you just start to autopilot almost and start giggling to yourself until you're exhausted by the end of the day. And hearing that was very jarring. It was very scary. And I do get it, because stress does get to you like that. I know it gets to me, so we'll see how things go for sure. This is always by playing by ear basis right now. I certainly wasn't ready for this redeployment to be handed to me last Thursday, with the training last Friday, being told I was starting this Monday. And I'm glad that I'm not in there right now, because I had some time to kind of decompress and get things sorted in my mind as well to go into this. Got my vaccine ready as well, so that's good. But yeah, that is all I want to talk about. Really appreciate you guys kind of staying around here, and I hope that we can do some very, very fun content very soon. Maybe from a hotel room, because that might just be a fact. For now though, thanks for watching, take it easy, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.